What was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was? I'm sorry?
I'm not running for president. I wanted to see your
That's a good thing.
On the cause of the Civil War.
I mean, I think it always comes down to the role of government and what the rights of the people are. And I will always stand by the fact that I think government was intended to secure the rights and freedoms of the people. It was never meant to be all things to all people. Government doesn't need to tell you how to live your life. They don't need to tell you what you can and can't do. They don't need to be a part of your life. They need to make sure that you have freedom. We need to have capitalism. We need to have economic freedom. We need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberties so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do or be anything they want to be without government getting in the way.
Thank you. And in the year 2023, it's astonishing to me that you answer that question without mentioning the word slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery?
No, you answered my question. Thank you.
Next question.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. I want to talk again about Vivek Ramaswamy. You guys probably already know. I'm a big fan. I believe the guy is probably the most intelligent candidate that we've ever seen run for president. And that's nothing miraculous. I mean, it's just common sense. The smartest people in the world do not want to be president. You can't blame him for that. And whether he's the smartest ever or not, I don't know. That's up for debate. But I don't think there's any doubt that he's the smartest person currently running for president. I don't think there can be any doubt about that. And that's, to me, what makes, watching someone like Nikki freaking Haley beat him at the polls just almost impossible to understand. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of factors working there, but it's rough, man. I think that says probably more about us than it does anything else. But anyway, I'm obviously not a fan of Nikki Haley, and you guys are probably well aware there's a lot of controversy around her right now and her non-answer to a very simple slavery question. But if you haven't been keeping up, she was doing one of her usual campaign stops where about 18 people show up, and about half of them are Democrat plants. Pretty standard for her. Democrat plants with Democrat plant questions. But here's the thing, guys. Plant or not, anyone who thinks that they're mentally equipped, capable of leading the entirety of the free world, should probably be able to explain pretty well the origins of slavery, especially a former governor of what I guess can be described as a Confederate state. So there's that. She's just not as smart as we've been told. And she is definitely not as smart as she believes. And I don't know, maybe she just really doesn't know the answer to the slavery question. But hilariously, as if the universe is doing everything that it can to continue the Haley-Ramaswamy feud, Vivek was asked the very, very same question. And of course, as usual, he killed it. I have not seen this man asked a question that he cannot very, very reasonably articulate the answer to. But anyway, I want to show this to you guys. But before, if you haven't already, please help the channel continue to grow. I think moving into 2024, guys, it is going to get more and more difficult to get conservative voices heard. So we're going to do this work together. We are going to do this together. So guys, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel, especially this video, because this is a good one. Take a look at Vivek.
Yes, I got a two-parter. I wonder if you could tell me
it's great.
What the causes of the Civil War were.
Oh, yeah.
And if we're headed to another one, possibly.
That's the question of our time. Civil War is one of these things that speaks itself into existence, actually. And, you have a governor of South Carolina who doesn't know much about the history of her own state, but South Carolina actually in about 1832, it's one of the things we learned in U.S. history class in 11th grade, they actually were going to secede from the Union. We're talking nearly a couple decades before the Civil War. Right? So this comes back to the present. Our history isn't about our past. It's about our understanding of our future. So they actually, in 1832, were about to secede. Back then, it was about tariffs between the North and South. But ultimately, the thing that boiled this over was slavery. But there were tensions brewing, a value system that was fundamentally different in two countries. that shared a geographic space, but a value system that was fundamentally different. That's really what led to the Civil War. So the powder keg was in the air, slavery was the match that we lit that caused it to boil over. Well, the question you asked is, where are we today? And I don't use that word lightly. We are already, I would say, in the middle of a Cold War in this country. A war between those of us who love the United States of America and those who hate this country and what we stand for. And I called this a war today because, like the one fought 160 years ago, 80 years ago, we could say that it's an incompatible worldview. Either you believe in merit or you believe in group quotas. You cannot have both. Either you believe in free speech or you believe in censorship. You cannot have both. Either you believe in American exceptionalism or you believe in American apologism. Just as happened in that last Civil War, you cannot have both. That's the moment we live in today. And I think now more than ever, we need a commander-in-chief who will lead us to victory in this Cold War so it does not turn hot. That's what we require. And I think it's going to take somebody from the outside. Somebody who's not susceptible to the special interests that got us to where we are. And I believe now more than ever, somebody from the next generation to reach and lead the new generation of Americans. That's what it's going to take.
Yeah, so you guys see that, man. Honestly, I think it's amazing to watch. I'm biased. I'm a fan of the guy. I think he's a very intelligent individual. But I think that's pretty awesome to watch. Vivek takes a basic gotcha question and turns it into something that not only crushes his opponent, pretty handily, but he actually turns it into something that is relevant to our current day. The thing that jumped out to me the most was his point that a civil war is something that really speaks itself into existence. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theory types out there that talk about predictive programming. And I'm not saying that that's happening. I'm not saying that that's a thing. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But I am saying that everyone from CNN to politicians have been talking about American divorce or impending civil war or whatever you want to call it for a lot of years now. And Barack Obama, he just released a movie about the breakdown of society, American society, after an EMP weapon or something like that. And there's also a movie coming out pretty soon literally called Civil War. And here's the thing. If Vivek is right and that's the sort of thing that does speak itself into existence, then we might be in real trouble, man. But anyway, that's all I've got, guys. I want to hear what you guys think about this, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, guys, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.